Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, this is going to be a bonus general message. These are the ones that are not zodiac specific. We kind of just see where the storyline takes us. I usually start them out with some anecdote, something real that happened pertaining to my doggo. And all I can say is, Mr. Aries, oh, he's been so talkative. He adores thunder. He is not afraid of thunder, but he thinks it's like a big booming man voice talking to him, and he has to respond. So we had a distant thunderstorm going on last night. And oh my gosh, it took hours for him to stop. He has like full on guttural conversations. So all I can say is maybe somebody feels the need to have a back and forth dialogue. Maybe they're not correct about that, but they want to. We have a Princess of Wands upright, and we have a Two of Swords. Let me put it this way. This is not somebody who's good with their words. Maybe they do more guttural growls. Right now, what I'm picturing, I don't know if anybody else is a Chuck fan. Chuck was one of my all-time favorite series. If you haven't seen it, you'll totally get hooked on it, I think. But in it, one of the Baldwins, and forgive me, I think it's Adam Baldwin. I should know, but sometimes I'll confuse their names. He does a lot of grunting and growling, and that is what this character reminds me of right now. So sorry, not trying to plug stuff, but if you haven't seen Chuck, great music in that too. I feel like this is it's somebody who wants to speak but doesn't know how. They're shut down. The swords should be conversation, should be thoughts, but we got somebody sitting there plucking on their beard hairs, not sure of what move to make. Now they could be saying, she's very mysterious to me. I don't really know what to say. This is Isis, actually, that we see here, the goddess Isis. But she stands on the foot of the Sphinx. And so we have this great mystery, and we see this flash of like passion. And by the way, a lot of flash of thigh also. Maybe somebody's got great legs and they're Daisy Dukes, masculine or feminine. Maybe they got awesome muscular thighs, whatever it is. I feel as if they, whomever this masculine is, they don't know how to talk to her. They don't know how to open the conversation because there's a lot they don't understand about her. Very attractive, very, the story of Isis and Osiris, I mean, they're kind of like in the Egyptian pantheon of gods. They're really high up there. And so it kind of feels like maybe they put on her a bit of a pedestal so they don't even know how to talk to her. Tell me, what's your boggle, dude? What's your boggle? Hi, everyone. Great to see you guys. It's so great to see you. We have an Ace of Pentacles and we have the Justice. I said, what's your boggle? The thing that they're either frustrated over, and I feel like there's a ton of silent frustration, maybe because they suck with words. But once again, we have the Isis wings. So I keep feeling like they think she's like a goddess or something. They want a new beginning. They don't know how to ask for that, especially when things seem so unfair. Maybe they personally say it's unfair for me to ask her for a new beginning, but it doesn't mean that I don't want one. So how do I say this? How do I walk up to her? I don't know what she'll say. I don't know if she'll say yes or if she'll laugh me out of the joint if I approach her and say, look, I want a new beginning. If they know that it's almost like they have no business asking for it. Why do they think they have no business asking for it? What'd you do? Come on, characters, spill the beans. Four of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Because of pride and ego, I held back from her, but I never stopped thinking about her. Because of pride and ego, I wanted to best her. I was full of myself. I intentionally withdrew. I intentionally withheld, but never did I stop looking over my shoulder at her. I think this person pretended to be very aloof, pretended to be, I don't know why the pretend aspect of this. Why, character, why'd you do that? It doesn't have to be a masculine. This could be a feminine. This could be a same-sex couple. Doesn't matter to me. But we have the Fool, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Sun. When I said, why did you withhold while still looking over at her, but wanting to be You know, it's like they were chanting in their head, I'm number one, I'm number one. I'm not going to get whipped by love. You know, maybe they felt like it would be embarrassing for them to like, I'm hearing Leonard Cohen, I'm your man, and I'd fall at your feet and I'd howl like a dog. Da, 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 da. I can't think, but he's going through, you know, if you want a boxer, I'll step into the ring for you. If you want a doctor, I'll examine every inch of you. You know, that it's like, I'll do anything. I'll be your man. Well, I feel like that is exactly what they said I will not do. I'm not going to fall at your feet, specifically because you're this glorious goddess. Don't think that I'm going to fall at your feet. Well, I think they know that this was pretty foolish. They were stubborn as all get out, but they also viewed themselves as like really powerful. We see that twice, right? We see them super powerful, but also very arrogant. I don't know, this person had a gigantic ego. And I think one of the things that they prided themselves on is like, I don't get attached to anybody. Like, that's the vibe I get here. I can, you know, take a leap of faith when I feel like it, but not just because somebody wants me to. Or maybe they even prided themselves on saying, I really want her. I'm really drawn to her. So I definitely will not let myself get, you know, swept up in it. See my self-control, see how my sense of pride about how I have so much self-control. But they did think this made them a bit of a hero, and even, it's so bizarre, it made them happy to hold back from her. I mean, right now this person looks like a pretty big jerk. I would agree with the foolish aspect, because feeling proud of yourself for holding back from somebody, and they're saying, and it was wrong to have done that, it was really unfair because I want a new beginning with her, but then I intentionally and proudly, you know, strutted about how, see, I'm not going to get wrapped around anybody's finger. Tell me about the sun, though. Hang on, because that is Invictus Sol, which means the invincible sun, and it was said to be, you know, in Roman times, the Roman warriors were like a part of this brotherhood. And I'm not going to go down the big, huge conversation of, well, Rome expanded their empire at the expense of other sovereign, you know, groups of people and subjugated them. So, you know, those Roman warriors, were they oh so honorable and oh so awesome? Depends on which side of the history book you're on. But all that aside, just to say, this was supposedly, you know, they had this creed of like, you know, we're the protectors of the weak, and we're, you know, these honorable soldiers and warriors. And again, all depends on which side of history, because I got a big issue with everybody knows I don't like Julius Caesar. I got issues with him. But this moon card says, I mean, we have the sun and the moon. I wanted more information on this, like, why were they so proud of themselves? Joanne, welcome, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here, hun. Welcome to the family, huh? This moon energy is feminine, and this is extremely masculine. I think they met this. Okay, these should be perfect counterparts. They met their match in her. And then just as quickly, they said, aha, I'm going to be above her, brighter than her. So this is the goddess Hecate, and she is the goddess of the threshold. She is known to be associated with dogs, and it's said that when dogs die, they go to her. So I like her. She is also said to be like the goddess of the occult, meaning things that are hidden. Sometimes they talk about witchcraft associated with her also, but throughout the eons, you know, those terms have kind of been applied as different things, you know, healer, medicinal, you know, natural healer, all kinds of different things. So I kind of steer clear of the whole dark magic witchcraft stuff anyway. It's just, I don't have any interest in any of that stuff. But the word occult means what's hidden. So she is known to be the goddess who usually has 3 heads, and so she can watch what's here, here, and straight ahead, and she kind of is the one who decides what can pass through a gateway or what can pass out of a gateway. But more importantly, she was said to be the goddess who holds this torch at the threshold where, when souls have ended their mortal life and are going to pass over into the spirit world, instead of it being a scary dark passageway, she lights the way. So she's actually a very, like, a warm, she lights a way to the unknown. And I only say all of that just to simply say they were so clear that they were so powerful, they weren't going to get wrapped around her finger. They met somebody who was different than them but equally as powerful as them, and they, I think this says, they wanted to jump into her arms, jump into her world, and at the same time wanted to be more powerful than her. There was something, again, mysterious about her. We see her as a grand mystery. Maybe they don't understand women very well, and maybe this particular woman, I'm only saying woman because this is feminine energy, but please know this could be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles, doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell the story the way the cards came out, and you can just apply whatever you wish as audience member. This is like the mystery of the feminine species, but particularly her. She got some magical powers to her, something that maybe they think she can read their mind a little. She can cross a threshold that other people can't with them. She can, bring light into like darkened subconscious spaces. They seem to have been completely on toward her and repelled by her at the same time, if that makes sense. She shouldn't be able to read my mind. There's no way I'm going to give her access. I'm going to be stronger than her. I'm going to, she can just stay in the shadows, even though I'm so drawn to her. It does feel like all of her hidden mysteries were such an allure for them. And they also wanted to prove that they wouldn't be pulled in. Oh my gosh, Crystal Suzanne, thank you again. Hot Little Mexican, welcome. Crystal Suzanne just gifted you a membership. Oh my gosh, Crystal, this has got to be like the 60th person you have gifted a membership to. Oh my gosh, you were so incredible, so generous. Thank you, sweetheart, again and again. Prince of Swords is upright. 8 of Wands is in the reverse. Talk about them grunting and being at a loss for words and being a little pissed off that they don't know what move to make, and them wanting to impulsively rush forward, but then they know if they just showed up on our doorstep, they'd just stand there and grunt. No words, but the desire to, this is Loki. Loki is god of chaos. He wants to hop on a peregrine falcon and come flying in, bombing in, and then get there and be like, I don't know what to say. You do know what to say, but you will not. I don't even want to say humble yourself. They're still clinging to this. I'm surprised we don't have like other cards of like the tower things, ego that needs to drop, because this character we've seen tremendous amounts of egotism. 6 of Wands does not have to mean that. It just does in this deck. This one deck is really, arrogance is very heavily, and you can even see this person wants to be carried around on a litter on the backs of servants, and they sit there all preening, feeling superior. Like, this is a bad version of pride. I think pride is important, but this is a bad version of it. And they still can't seem to drop that. They met somebody they're so drawn to. They met their other half. They met somebody as powerful as them in her own unique and perfect ways. They want her, and they want to be better than her. But now they've gone back around to saying, no, I just want her. But I still don't understand her, and I don't know how to. I think they don't understand themselves. If I'm going to be honest, that's what I think is the key component. But you know what? What do I know? Let's ask the universe. Universe, what is their ultimate issue here? Because we could go in circles on them all day, but let's try to cut to it and get this story moving. The sun. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is happiness. This is direction. This is clarity. How could that be their issue? 6 of Cups. Okay, this actually is very clear. Okay, I know it's going to sound like I'm insulting this character. I probably already have sounded like that, saying that they want to grunt but not find words. I'm not making fun of this character at all, is the truth of it. But we are getting cards that describe their behavior. Their biggest issue is it's become clear to them, perhaps, that she is a soulmate, but that they are not the dominant. She may seem more like this mysterious old soul who has a lot more wisdom than they do. And they're like, look, I'm good at certain things. I'm good at fighting. I'm good at, I do action. You know, I pick up sword. I protect. That's, I do. But when it comes to what she does, she's mysterious. She's subconscious. She's in my head. She's around me. She surrounds me. Like, I'm kind of saturated in her vibe, and it's a little overwhelming because I feel like she knows more than I do, and I don't like it because I'm supposed to be this. I'm action. I am this person. I think that's what the real boggle is. How is it that I could be so drawn to her? She makes me happy, and I also am clear on the fact that in this equation, I'm thinking that they're the younger soul in the soulmate connection. So they are her complementary equal, but it doesn't mean that both souls have the same level of wisdom. The thing is, they're really underselling themselves. They're amazing, right? This is a King of Swords upright, a Sun card upright. They have their own talents, gifts, and skills. To her, they may be just as mysterious, but they seem to have put themselves in a position where they're at a deficit and they don't like it. So they're trying to find a way to be like, they want to know what they know. They want to feel powerful in the things that they do well. And meeting her has challenged all of it because it cracked open a whole area of life. It's like it cracked open the underworld, the occult, all this hidden energy that they didn't even know existed. I think their life was simple before she came along. I think she stirs up the subconscious in them and they don't know what to do about it. They also know this is an ancient alchemist. And the ancient alchemists were tasked, usually by the wealthy, with two things. Everybody in the ancient world wanted two things. They wanted to make gold out of anything, and they wanted to live forever. So find eternal life, figure out how to do that, and figure out how to make us gold. So we're rich and we're always young. I don't think much has changed. But now we put like creams and stuff on, right? But if we think about ancient alchemy, and it's all about transmuting, it's about transforming one thing into something else, and it's about longevity. If they think that she has some mysterious way to transform energy and they don't understand how she does it, the ancient alchemists figured out that, there's chemical reactions. We talk about the fire and brimstone, and really they were, mixing, highly flammable elements together sometimes and creating little fires and this and that in their efforts to, create something new. I feel like she's as mysterious as an ancient chemist would have been to the layman. They think she has more mysterious knowledge. Maybe she drinks deep from the well of esoteric knowledge, and they don't quite know how she does it. Maybe they're talking about, like woman's intuition, or it doesn't even have to be woman's intuition because men have their intuition too. But she has a different way to understand the world, and they are kind of mystified, and they don't like the fact, they haven't liked the fact that they are drawn to her, but they also feel like they'd have to learn something from her that's uncomfortable because they're supposed to be the leader. That's what this all boils down to, at least according to the universe. The thing is, the stuff that is still also true is that, but she makes me happy and I want to be with her. So they're stuck in this battle with themselves. No wonder they can't find words. I want her. I like everything about her, but she challenges me in ways that I don't even have a reference point for. So how do I be with her? My life used to be so much simpler, but I like her and I want her, but I don't get her, but I need her. No wonder they're frustrated and grunting. Anybody would be. Sweet dreams, San Juanita. Thank you again. Good night. We got the Princess of Sacred Circles. So they need to just start slow, is what the universe says to them. Just move toward her and quit thinking of her as this mystical being that frustrates you and made your life complicated, and now you can't live without her, but you also didn't want to like fall to her powers and her wizardy ways. Just look at her as a freaking human. She's a human being capable of, in this case, giving birth to all kinds of things in life, new ideas. Think of her as a treasure trove of, different things that you'll be introduced to. Don't think of her as the magical wizard. Think of her as simply a person that you get to enjoy, uncovering the different pieces of them and building something, building trust and building understanding. If they could just basically demystify it to the point where it's like, I just like this person and I like all that they are and I like that they operate differently than I do, instead of feeling challenged by it. Six of Swords, ultimately, they have to make peace within themselves, and they have to make peace with the much bigger picture here. Okay, this could be the heart of everything. Normally, two sacred circles can be balance, it can be juggling. This two of sacred circles in this deck is completely different because you see there is this celestial, I don't know, maybe she's like a star seed. I'm not saying I believe in star seeds. I'm just saying I'm very open to all the mysteries that are out there. But let's say, because I always look at this as Ursa Major, and so she's coming across as a constellation. Ursa Major, the big bear. They have perhaps started to realize that, we see the loops of infinity circling around the two of them, that no matter what, they have always had their soul tied to hers, or that she is some, like, I don't know, some cosmic little angel that they are better because she's a part of their world. But at the same time, there's always going to be something otherworldly about her, but they can't let her go. They can't shake her off. They can't change the fact that they are connected in a way that is very hard to articulate. And for a character who liked things simple, I like to do war. I take my orders, I organize, I do the thing I do. They could have been very militarized in their mindset. And I only say that because, again, we see the Roman warrior fall into formation. Maybe they lived their life according to like a structure, a system. Maybe they're a big list maker. Maybe they would, I could picture this person like they feel very efficient when they are marching, and then they are doing things in specific ways. They may have, everything is faced in their, whatever their, cabinet of canned foods. They eat through, when they go shopping, they buy 5 days worth of this, 5 days worth of that. When they eat through it, they then go out and purchase the exact same brand, the exact same item. They could be someone who is fairly rigid. There's nothing rigid about her. They don't know what she's going to do. They don't know what she's going to buy. They don't know what she's going to smell like, what she's going to dress like, what food she's going to feed them. They don't know anything about her. They don't know how to predict her essence, but they're real drawn to it. And now they're realizing it's because she's bringing in things that they don't already have. She brings in, if they're the earth, she is the cosmos. We have the planet has its place in the cosmos, right? But what would we be if the cosmos weren't around us to support us? If we didn't have all that dark matter of outer space, where would Earth be? Would we even be able to be here at all? So basically the cosmos, even though it's completely bizarre and we still don't understand dark matter, the cosmos itself is every bit as important as planet Earth. But we keep thinking, I just know Earth and it all makes sense to me, until you start to contemplate, wait a second, we're floating around in a big blank black space and we don't understand it. Not really. That gets a little creepy. That's a big thought. It can kind of make you gasp. And I feel like that's the equivalent of how they feel about her. I need her. But I don't know if I'd be me without her, but I also don't know what she is. That's tough because they can't disentangle from her. This is like a stronger bond than what we would consider like even a Two of Cups, because this is something otherworldly. It's like a soul entanglement, or like I say, it's I don't know, like a living being kind of entanglement here. She somehow is very important in their life, and they have to go ahead and just get comfortable with it. They got to quit stressing and just accept it, because I don't think they're ever going to be free of her. I don't know if they ever have been. They might have been interwoven to the fabric of her essence since the beginning of time. I don't know. This storyline could be very magical and take us into many different cosmic sci-fi storylines, which is my favorite style of storytelling to get to do. I'm very much about the sci-fi. This one, I loved this because it wasn't even just about like human love and togetherness, although that is ultimately what they have been fighting against, thinking it would make them weaker instead of realizing there's no point in fighting it. This is what you actually still want, and this is what you're already a part of, whether you like it or not. Truth is, they do like it. But I think the storyline says just surrender to it and enjoy something so special, something so difficult to describe and difficult to like quantify, and yet you feel it anyway. And isn't that kind of a beautiful thing? Because this could feel very supportive, not confining, but very supportive, to feel like I have this balanced energy. She is the moon to my sun. We are wrapped in this cosmic dance for infinity. That's actually kind of, it feels like we're always in a supported, comfy hammock, because she's the one thing I can really count on. But not if you keep pushing her away. You're cheating yourself out of that. It's funny because before I said, well, if they just treat her like a mortal, it'll make sense. And then it's like, but that ain't what the story is either. But it feels like they could accept the mystical aspect of this connection better if they could first accept her as a mortal, instead of making her this, you know what, I don't get her. I want to stay away from her and not fall under her spell. They made this weird taboo. I don't want to be captured by her, but that's all they do want, is to be, drawn in. I'm hearing She's a Mystery Girl by Roy Orbison. Darkness falls and she will take me by the hand, take me to some twilight land, where all the world is gray and I can't find my way without her by my side. Night falls, I'm cast beneath her spell. Daylight comes, our heaven turns to hell. I love Roy Orbison. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up because I gotta get to some zodiacs still. Hey, Victoria Knox, great to catch you again. Brian Van Winkle, hi, sweetheart. Thanks for coming in. Oh my gosh, you are so right, Victoria. Roy has great lyrics, and his voice was so unique. I really don't know if there's any of his songs that I don't like. Well, no, there is one that I don't enjoy. San Juanita, did you hang in there for the starseed comment? That's awesome. Libra transitioned. Great to see you, hun. Natalie D, hi, sweetheart. Denisa, always great to catch you, hun. You're diving into the esoteric stuff too. It's really interesting, isn't it? I love it. Hey, Rach. You're kidding me. Oh my gosh. Sounds like someone you stopped talking to last year. And guess what? Today is their birthday. Well, happy birthday to them for sure. Hakuna Matata. Great to see you, sweetie. Sheila Thomas is in the house. Hey, darling. NVS. Awesome. Thank you again so much, Crystal Suzanne. Thank you for all of the dozens and dozens and dozens of memberships you have gifted others. And Hot Little Mexican, welcome. And Joanne, welcome. I'm so honored you guys are members. Just so you guys know, in the members corner, every Monday I put out 3 members only videos. And then Thursday, I either try to do a bonus one. That's kind of up in the air. Sometimes I do them different. And then sometimes it's also the day where once a month I go live and do some card pulls. So anyway, that happened today, but that happens once a month. And then sometimes we do other little things here and there. So just so you have an idea of what comes up, okay? Jenna's Sacred Space. Hey, hey. The Empress. Jamie Swisher. Great to see you again today. Hey, Wendy Parker. It's been a minute since I said hi to you. Hey, Rachel Baxter. Diana, hi, sweetie. Grazia. Hello, Belladonna. Thank you. Thank you. Grazie. You guys, thanks again. All right. I will see you guys next. Yes, Rach, there is an Adam Baldwin as well. But sometimes I do confuse my Baldwins. So forgive me, but he's my favorite Baldwin by a long shot. He's such a funny actor. All right, you guys, take care. Lots of love. I will see you in some of the Zodiacs next. Bye.